we are Team 4 and we are going to talk about China. We think that China is a very developed country, but also have a lot of problems because there are many, like in China is made everything, like materials and products, and there are a lot of like secondary problems about the pollution, the traffic, the environmental, and a lot of those things. In my research, I found that a very serious problem is the traffic because it affects a lot of things like the place where the people live and the same people, because there are a lot of pollution because all the carbon monoxide that release the car, and there are news that there are 100 miles long of roads in the common streets of traffic, and that is a very serious problem for the people to reach their meetings and works. So I think the country needs to approve some laws that some, according to your license plate, the ones that have some numbers could drive in some days. Like I think in Mexico City it is that law, and so they have to make conscience of this very serious problem.
Well, as we saw in the video, China has several environmental problems. The two main problems are air pollution and contaminated water. It is stated by China sources that 25% of Chinese residents drink contaminated water, and 25% of people living in towns and cities breathe polluted air. So respiratory and heart disease that are related to polluted air and contaminated water are the leading causes of death in China. So what does the government do? Well, they have several initiatives that are 5 years long, but some experts say that just a few of them are working.
So other problem we found in China is that overpopulation, as you can see in this image. So to control it, the government introduces a one-child policy that tells the parents that they can only have one child. And if the parents respect this law and this policy, the government will give them free education, healthcare, pensions, and family benefits. And other thing is that parents prefer a boy over a girl because the boy can continue with the family name. So many parents abandon their little girls, or even though someone kills them. And other important fact is that 90% of abortions in China are female. So I think that the overpopulation is a big problem that they are trying to control this policy, but they are making more problems that are making more damage to people.
Another big problem in China is unemployment, and there are three main reasons that are causing this issue right now. The first one is the increasing number of population. As my partner already said, the number of of people in China is increasing really quickly. So the number of students that are graduating from college is bigger than the number of works that are available out there. In addition to this, enterprises are looking for really specialized people. They are looking for people with masters, with people with years of experience, and they are not looking for students who just got out of school. The main reason of unemployment is the system of education in China. And this is really weird because it has been said that the system of education in China is one of the best ones. However, this is not true because students only focus on one discipline during their 4 years of college. And when they graduate, they are not ready to adjust to the global environment of enterprises. The bright side of all this is that the government already noticed that unemployment is an emerging problem, so they are taking decisions to avoid the spread of this issue.
The last problem we find out in China is a nutritional problem, and I don't say a specific word for this because over the last 50 years, China have been facing two big problems. Because in the 50s and 60s, they passed through something called the Great Chinese Famine that was like 5 years of starvation, total starvation, because they had a lot of problems and changes in their agricultural fields that affected the nutritional education and affected them, causing an starvation to all the country. But after these 5 years, the fast food restaurants appeared, and all the nutritional education that they had changed totally to all fast food, McDonald's, and all that kind of junk food, and that's why they have a lot of obesity problems, and almost 40% of the boys and girls under 10 years have a obesity problem, and this can cause them in a 10 years time disease like diabetes and stuff like that. So as a conclusion, we like to say that China have unemployment, pollution, a lot of people, and also a lot of traffic and obesity. But those problems are problems that Mexico have too, and we should be concerned about that, and we should find out a solution before we end up like China and feel like not in a risk as them.